it takes is one seed, one innovative solution to improve people's lives.
One community at a time.
To change one world.
My world.
Your world.
Our world. For the better.
We are identifying opportunities and embracing innovation to change the world one community at a time.
Hello, my name is Anitra Marina Reina.
My name is Abigail Bravo.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Cruz.
I am Ruben Sanchez.
And I am Rosario Ruiz.
And we are Heritage Enactus.
Heritage University is a small liberal arts institution located in Washington State in the heart of the Yakima Indian Reservation. Our community is the 12th highest agricultural region in the United States, producing apples, hops, and wine.
We proudly represent over 700 talented and highly motivated undergraduate students, most of whom come from farm worker backgrounds and are first-generation college students.
We will walk you through two projects we completed this year where we planted and cultivated a seed of innovation and progress in two communities. Proyecto Noel to reduce plastic pollution in Belize, and Camp Seed to create pathways to success for low-income youth in our community.
Our first project, Proyecto Noel, was inspired by a needs assessment we conducted in Belize 2 years ago. The natural beauty of this country is undeniable as tourists from around the world come to experience its enchanting beaches, the Mayan pyramids, and the Great Blue Hole. These wonders represent the allure of Belize and its people. But how can you enjoy paradise when the space before you is becoming smaller and more polluted with plastic waste?
According to the World Bank, the nation produces more than 8,500 tons of waste per month, which is made of 19% plastic. In fact, by the end of this presentation, Belize will have added another 1,000 pounds of plastic waste to the environment in their country alone. Belize does not have the ability to properly dispose of the waste, posing another serious environmental threat that is already causing health issues. With only 5 managed landfills in the entire country, it leaves smaller villages like Guinea Grass with overflowing landfills.
We knew that something needed to be done, and fast. We took action, and during several follow-up trips this year, we met with a few local residents and brainstormed some ideas.
Don Noel, a local hardworking man, agreed to collaborate with us. Like your typical manual laborer, Don Noel spends his whole day working with a small team of men who dedicate themselves to an underdeveloped and struggling construction business.
We planned, plotted, and executed an innovative way to improve the economic and social conditions to reduce the contamination of plastic waste by transforming them into eco-blocks.
Proyecto Noel aims to address 2 critical project goals: reduce plastic waste and develop a model for a small business. These also address 6 of the U.S. Sustainable Development Goals. While working on these, we came across some obstacles and issues that we had to resolve. When we introduced the idea of making blocks from plastic bottles, the local residents were skeptical.
How is that even possible?
We had to find the right machines to make our project a reality. So we did some research and spoke to a couple of machine companies in our hometown, but the shipping cost was way beyond what we expected.
This left our team worried that our project will be put on hold. We had to work together to come up with an alternative plan since we were not willing to give up.
We communicated the challenges we were facing with Don Noel's family, and they began their search for someone in Belize that could help with developing the required machines.
During our follow-up trip to Belize, we were introduced to George, a local Mennonite who had extensive self-taught knowledge as a mechanic and engineer. We spoke to him about our vision in creating these eco-blocks and what machines we needed.
When we showed him the blueprints, he wasn't sure how to make them, but he was willing to try. So while George and his team went to work, we went out with the family and other volunteers to collect thousands of plastic bottles from the streets of Guinea Grass, carefully selecting PET, or polyethylene terephthalate.
While these are 100% recyclable, they're manufactured to be a single-use product, but are rarely recycled.
This was the start of our journey to reduce plastic waste. We were excited to start the process until we came across another challenge when our shredder broke down. Not to mention, the mold presser was not gripping the blocks as firmly as needed.
We immediately called George, and in the matter of 12 hours, he was able to restore the shredder and mold presser to be good as new. Now that's sustainability. Let's hear about how this innovative idea also helped improve George's life as well.
Pues eso fue algo muy bueno para mí porque eso es algo que me va a ayudar después para tener más ideas. Si me cae otro trabajo, siempre voy a tener ideas de que me va a ayudar y servir para algo.
The block manufacturing process resembles the traditional production of building blocks. We shredded thousands of plastic bottles into fine pieces as they suddenly became the new ingredients for our block.
Next came the experimental phase of our project. How many plastic bottles will each block contain?
We started testing with only 4 plastic bottles per block, but we wanted to do more. We tried 4, 15, 30, and finally 40 plastic bottles per 1 eco-block, the maximum we could while retaining durability.
Can you imagine what you can do with 182,000 plastic bottles?
We can build an entire 2-bedroom house with them.
After we successfully formulated the product, we conducted a local market analysis to explore standard concrete blocks from existing suppliers. This included comparing production costs and pricing so we could develop estimates for our business plan.
Our eco-block pricing varies by size, from 70 cents to $1. A standard 2-bedroom house requires 4,550 blocks, which includes 8, 6, and 4-inch blocks.
By bundling the eco blocks with the construction of each house, Don Noel will generate an additional $3,460 in revenue with $1,380 in profit. Multiply that by his usual 4 housing contracts per year, and he's projected to earn an additional annual profit of $5,336.
This is 40% above his previous year's earning. As a result of his expanded business, he is now on his way to making a total annual profit of $19,200 by the end of this year.
As of today, Don Noel has closed a deal on 2 housing contracts and has already sold 1,200 eco-blocks for the use by other contractors.
Let's hear from Don Noel himself.
Estoy muy entusiasmado de saber y querer trabajar en estos plásticos para revolverlo en el material que nosotros ya aprendimos a hacer, o ya conseguimos las medidas, más bien dicho.
Don Noel has now developed a vertically integrated business where he can make eco-blocks in his own backyard with an additional person he'll be able to employ. This will significantly reduce his costs, expand his family's income, and keep his customers happy while helping save the planet. That's a triple bottom line at work.
Heritage Enactus has planted the seed by using entrepreneurial leadership,
Creating an innovative eco-product.
Developing a sustainable business model.
Promoting environmental stewardship.
We will continue to cultivate this in the coming months and empower the community of Guinea Grass to change the world one eco-block at a time.
Our Nice Future project highlights the transformation in our middle school students through Camp S.E.E.D, which stands for Social, Economic, and Environmental Development.
This legacy project has been around since 2013, and throughout the last 7 years, we continue to see the growth that it brings to our community where we are rooted.
Our community is rich in agricultural abundance. Like seeds, children are filled with so much potential, yet in our community, 50% of students drop out of school and fall deeper into the cycle of poverty.
Not only that, but we also have one of the largest achievement gaps between low-income students and their more affluent peers.
Those in low-income neighborhoods are more likely to contend with poorer health, higher rates of crime and violence, poor performing schools, and limited access to support networks and job opportunities.
Low performance in school leads to fewer opportunities to move up and get good jobs, making it harder for people to improve their quality of life.
If the long-term success of our communities depend on the well-being of our youth, this year's problem must be addressed.
With the help of our sponsors, we were able to host 2-week summer camps for at-risk middle school students. Throughout that time, participants engaged in a series of group activities where they were partnered up with Heritage Enactus mentors who served as role models.
We developed an innovative curriculum to address the needs including career planning, financial responsibility, social and organizational skills.
We taught them the different educational pathways they can take. We also discussed how higher levels of education can increase their income in the future.
Last year, the MIT students had a hard time recruiting middle school students to come to campus and simulate a classroom setting. This year, we collaborated with them to create a solution to their problem.
So we took our participants to the Museum of Flight and the Pacific Northwest University of Health Sciences to interact with professionals who gave them tours and exposed them to careers in aviation and healthcare. This inspired students to pursue paths they never thought were possible.
During the 2-week session, Enactus mentors implemented practical money skill modules to enhance the students' learning. Students were taught hands-on banking through an online resource that is designed to teach young students the skills needed to reach a bright financial future.
We also included an entrepreneurship model as a way to teach these lessons by challenging participants to start a real business and learn skills that would help generate income.
We began with the introduction of the 4 P's, which are product, place, price, and promotion. We hosted a market day where each group was given an option to select an item to sell and decide how their business would progress.
We walked them through the process of calculating the cost required to purchase or create the product and the needed sales to surpass its break-even point in order to make a profit.
Students were then compensated for every sale they made by dividing the total money earned among each other. This year, our students collectively generated a profit of $2,586 in just 2 days.
At the beginning of our program, we assess their current knowledge and understanding of the content areas in our curriculum. At the end of the 2 weeks, we gave them the same test to see how they improved.
Camp S.E.E.D has increased their knowledge by 40%.
We continue to work closely with the participating school district to monitor the academic performance. We found 90% of participants are now good academic standing.
But the impact doesn't stop there. Camp S.E.E.D is helping our own campus students and other high school students by providing summer jobs.
In fact, some of our mentors were once participants of our program. They were so inspired by Camp S.E.E.D that they couldn't wait to pay it forward.
But don't just take our word for it. Let's hear from one of our returning mentors on the impact we had on him.
I learned a lot from Camp S.E.E.D, not just about financial responsibility in business, but I also got the chance to learn more about myself. I like taking the quizzes after each lesson because they taught me how to be more mindful about what we were learning. As a middle school student, I thought it was a great opportunity to be on a university campus and be able to bond with my mentors. I am currently a college freshman, and looking back at the experience, I realized that Camp S.E.E.D had helped me build character and confidence within myself to get out of my comfort zone and be able to build new relationships.
We have addressed 3 of the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
Camp S.E.E.D is transforming the next generation.
This year, a total of 156 students have a better way of recognizing their knowledge and abilities to take ownership of their own success.
Students who were considered at risk are now breaking statistics and are on track to graduate high school.
Even this year, we continue to see the fruits of our labor as our students are empowered to take control of their own futures.
Sometimes the problems in our world seem impossible to change.
But where others see problems, Heritage Enactus seeks solutions.
From plastic pollution to a sustainable new business.
From thousands of plastic bottles to an environmentally friendly new home.
A family in Belize will increase their income by 40% this year.
From a 50% dropout rate to 90% succeeding academically.
Breaking the cycle of poverty and creating new pathways for the future.
Camp S.E.E.D is making a lasting impact on the future generations.
But our work is not over. Heritage Enactus, a legacy of continuous improvement.
We will continue to plant the seed and tend to it as it grows.
Because that growth has potential to change the world.
My world.
Your world.
Our world, for the better. We are Heritage Enactus.